Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
This is Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. If you work on your car, maybe you're a shade tree mechanic, a racer, a professional mechanic who just needs more space, you often work outside. We know that can mean extreme elements. You've got extreme heat and you've got rain, and of course you can bring one of those 10 by 10 canopies with you, but we know what a hassle those things can be, and it takes a couple of people to set them up. So along comes the Shade Wagon, and Jeremy, you guys came up with a solution to all of those things. What inspired the Shade Wagon?
Well, Dave, we wanted another way, something that was easier, something one person could do. The four-legged system is difficult to set up. Usually you break it. So we just wanted an easier way. We wanted one person to be able to set up their shade. Also, we wanted something that was dynamic, that could meet your individual needs for whatever you were doing outside. And that we did.
We'll talk about all the specifics, but first, I want to talk about durability. This is something that is stronger than a lot of the things out there. How's it going to last for all the things that nature can handle?
The plastic is fiberglass reinforced plastic. All the metal parts are stainless steel. And the canopy is ripstop nylon.
And you talked about how dynamic this thing is. What are some of the different configurations you can put this in? It's not just your standard 10 by 10 that's going to be the same all the time. You can configure this based on what you're doing.
That's the best part about it. You really can just tailor your shade to whatever it is you're doing. It can change heights, it can change pitch angles, it rotates. It really does a lot of very cool motions and actions. So this is what makes it, we think, better than the other system.
The sun goes to set, you can angle this the right way to keep the sun out of your eyes or off your head the whole time here. And what about setup? Of course, it's a one-person setup. What's it like to actually get this thing out of the case and set it up?
It's very simple. You open up the lid, rotate the system up till it clicks, pull the pole up until it's at the height you want. You rotate the arms, pull them out till they stop, you're set up.
And of course, when you're done, you just fold it back down, it goes on the wagon, and you can just take it right home.
Taking it down is the best part about it. It's very, very quick to take down, which is, again, and contrary to the four-legged system that no one wants to take down, this really takes down quick and easy. It's the best part about the system.
And it all fits in that case, which fits on the wagon. Is there extra room in the case for extra stuff?
There can be. You just pack it in there. The canopy just, all you do is just stuff it in. So again, unlike the four-legged system that never goes back in the case, and you're certainly not going to zip it up, everything just stuffs in real nice. And yes, there is extra room in there. There'll be a stake bag that comes with every system.
That's what the Shade Wagon looks like when it's on the ground. Let me show you one other configuration that is super cool. It's called the utility hitch setup, and we've seen how versatile the Shade Wagon is, and this even adds to the versatility. How does this work?
Basically just slides into any 2-inch receiver on a vehicle, fold out the arms, and you drop the mast into the system, and it just sets up just like it's in the wagon.
And of course, this is great for a tailgating setup, but it's a tool. It's much more useful than that. When you're working on your vehicle, how can you configure this to give yourself some shade, like maybe changing a tire or something?
Yeah, changing a tire, you can swing it around. We've got 180 degrees, and you can pivot the canopy system. It'll pretty much cover right up to the cab, so you can change your tires, set up your tools on your tailgate.
We talked about the durability of the Shade Wagon, and we know it's made out of good parts. What if something should go wrong?
Basically we give a limited lifetime warranty. Under normal circumstances, we're confident enough in the product and in the materials that we've used that it'll hold up. But we've also made it where every part and piece is replaceable. So if something did happen, anything can happen, It's just a simple, any piece can be ordered and replaced by any homeowner, contract, anybody that's using it.
It's durable. It is incredibly versatile. It's called the Shade Wagon. It's going to change your life at work. It's going to change your life on the weekends, too, when you're at your kid's soccer game or tailgating. You're going to love it. Find it again at theshadewagon.com. And find more Motorhead Garage and more cool products for your vehicle when we come back. See you in a few.
There's a rainbow of paint colors available for cars.
But in the U.S., 73% of all cars are painted one of 4 colors. Can you name them? Gray is the 4th most popular. Silver is 3rd at 16%. 19% of all cars sold in the U.S. are black. And white tops the list at the most popular paint color in the country. Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com, is brought to you by Campbell's CustomCare.com, home of the Dawn Detail Spray. Rod End Supply, we don't just sell them, we race them. And by LaFrance Performance. At LaFrance Performance, we offer total engine care.
Hey, thanks for joining us here at Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. Diesel engines these days, more popular than ever. They're also working harder than ever, but the fuels aren't keeping up, Jeff. So what are some of the problems fuels are having today in diesel engines like this one?
The biggest issue that we see today is there isn't detergent in diesel fuel to protect these engines. Also, the engines themselves, diesel engines, need more cetane improver to help fully combust the fuel.
For folks that may not know, what is cetane?
Cetane is a combustion improver for diesel fuel. Much like you have a octane rating for gasoline, there's a cetane rating for diesel fuel. Engine manufacturers, they want 50. The minimum requirement from a refining perspective is 40. So the more cetane that you can have in the diesel fuel, the better the fuel is going to combust at lower temperatures inside the cylinder, allowing you to burn more fuel, producing less exhaust, which in turn will help decrease the amount of regen issues that people are having because we're producing less particulate and black smoke.
So how have you folks at Power Service Products made it possible to get the most out of our diesel engines?
We've put it in a bottle. We put it in a bottle. We're actively working with retail chains so that when you pull up to the pump, you can get it right out of the pump. You know, Come and Go is a perfect example in the Midwest of where you can get diesel clean performance year round.
And it's the same product I can get in a bottle at home.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the gasoline industry has minimum additive requirements for detergent. Diesel fuel does not have a minimum requirement for detergency. The engine manufacturers want it significantly. When you're dealing with the newer, higher pressure modern diesel engine, the fuel is going to be exposed to significant heat, pressure that causes the fuel to break down over time. As it breaks down, it's going to form deposits, both on the internal portions of the injector, but also on the external. When you have those deposit buildups, you're not able to finally atomize the fuel. So in order to really provide peak efficiency and operation of your diesel engine, you really need to be running a product like Diesel Clean on a regular basis.
And if I'm not, and the engine starts to decline, what am I going to notice as a driver, as an owner?
I think the biggest thing that you're going to notice is you're not going to get the 20 miles per gallon that you got when it was new. That's one of the benefits that you get in using Diesel Clean is we're providing you with a cleanup level of detergent performance that allows you to restore all that lost fuel economy. So if you're finding on your truck that you're now at 17.5 instead of 20 or 18, we will be able to restore that fuel economy back to the like new performance.
And nobody can give you more than what the manufacturer says you're going to get out of without a major tune-up or something like that.
Correct. Besides tuning and things like that, the additives themselves are not going to give you more fuel economy than that engine is rated for.
But you'll bring it up to where it should be.
We are focused on restoring and maintaining the fuel economy that engine got when you drove it off the lot.
If I can't get Diesel Clean at the pump, I want to put it in my vehicle at home. How often do I need to do it, first of all?
Well, I had somebody tell me one time when I asked that question early in my sales career, they said, how often do you want it to work? So I recommend that you use it every time you fill up. At the least, I would say preferably on a monthly basis. Fuels are expensive today, but these trucks are $100,000 now. So it's a pretty safe insurance policy to use the product all the time to protect the engine.
This Ram has a dual flap system, which means it makes it difficult to get a product into the tank. How has Power Service Products solved that problem?
You know, that flap system and the pitch of it is difficult. So we spent 2 years developing a bottle that would penetrate both flaps, and our old design on our 16-ounce container really didn't allow me to use the product in my Dodge without the use of a funnel. So we wanted to make sure that we had a product that was easy for consumers to use, that didn't spill on the side of the truck, to make sure that the product gets in, that you're able to use all the product. As we say, pop, pour, and go.
All right, well, that's the Diesel Clean. You also brought with you Clear Diesel. I know these days there's a lot of biodiesels out there, and how's that affecting performance?
As it pertains to water and bacteria and fungus, biodiesels do bring a little bit more moisture into the fuel system, and the biodiesel itself can be a food source. But biodiesel in itself is a really good lubricant for the engine. So the thing that I would recommend doing is using a product like Clear Diesel on a quarterly basis to manage that water, to disperse the water so that it doesn't become a problem. If you don't have water in the fuel system, then you cannot have bacteria and fungus. And that's really the benefit that you will see of using Clear Diesel on a regular basis, in addition to the stability for long storage, whether it's combines, tractors, RVs, and boats.
Power Service Products, the only injector cleaner for diesels endorsed by Cummins, also used by Walmart Transportation for their entire fleet. It's going to be great for your vehicle as well. Go to powerservice.com. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonfireTools.com.
The first steam-powered road-going vehicle was invented in 1769, and steam power remained popular for another 150 years. Early steam engines had boilers that had to be lit by hand, and they took about 20 minutes to build up enough pressure. Furthermore, steam-powered cars had only about a 30-minute supply of water on board, a far cry from the high-tech cars we all drive today. Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com, coming to you from the Campbell's Custom Care Studio.
You know, some e-bikes on the market are all about form and they don't work very well, or they're all about function and they look like garbage. Well, here's a bike from Pro E-Rides that looks fantastic and it goes like stink. This thing is a great bike. It's really comfortable. Why was it important for you, Josh, to bring a bike to the market that looks good and also can get you where you're going very efficiently?
Well, that was what I feel the problem was before coming into the market. So many e-bikes just didn't look right, you know. So we like to keep it looking kind of moto-esque, bringing in that motocross feel.
Nostalgic look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, the function, get the nice suspension on there and go everywhere.
We've been calling it the Fat e-bike, but what's the official model name?
It's the Akez dual battery fat tire e-bike.
You have lots of e-bikes on the website on proerides.com. This one in particular, dual battery.
Dual
what are the
battery.
advantages for that?
More power, longer ride time.
You can run one at a time.
Yep.
But you're not going to get as much power there. So
Yeah.
When of course folks are going to want to know what's the battery life.
Per charge, you go about 37 miles,
It's not bad at all. And then how long does it take to recharge?
about 6 hours recharge time.
So perfect for a commute for a lot of folks as well. And what's the top speed?
32 miles per hour.
All right, and we got a 7-speed gearbox here, so you're able to shift through the gears like a regular bicycle as well, and that also works along with the electric too to get you better gearing.
Yeah, both pedal assist, full electric, so you have the choice.
And why is it important to you to have a bike that's also comfortable? It looks great, but you know, why is comfort such a big deal?
Because if you're going to be riding this for any sort of time, you got to be comfortable.
What do you find is the audience for this bike? Who's buying a bike like this?
I'd probably say the younger crowd, they go for the look a lot.
One thing I really dig about it here is the control panel. What kind of functions am I able to do through the little panel here?
So through the LCD, it'll show you your miles per hour, your energy range, you got your odometer, how long you've been on your ride, you got different passenger settings.
Safety is important. Of course, the big tires get tons of traction. You got the horn and lights on the front and back as well for riding at night and for safety during the day. So that's great. And one thing that I really like is the throttle. You see a lot of ATVs with a little thumb switch, the thumb throttle, and a lot of electric bikes like that as well. Why did you decide to go with a twist throttle?
Again, you know, bringing back the moto-esque feel of things, not to mention comfortability, because I feel like this is a lot better than this, you know. Easier control too.
And how do you make it easier for an owner to bring someone along with them with this bike?
Add in the foot pegs.
And plenty of power to carry 2 people as well.
Yep, the suspension helps too, you know, getting 2 people on there, so makes it a nice plush ride.
And this isn't the only bike you offer at Pro E-Rides. How many different rides do you have on the website?
We have 23 different e-bikes on there, ranging from all different types of uses. We got a full mountain bike dresser, we got cruisers. We actually have a new cruiser that is in manufacturing right now that is coming out in about 3 months.
It's not just about e-bikes too. You expand way beyond that, more electric vehicles as well on the website.
Yes, we also have 16 scooters. that range from all different types of looks. We have some scooters that you actually can sit on, some that you just stand. So it's really your preference on what you want to ride.
What if I get to proerides.com and I can't make a decision on what e-bike I need?
Well, we have a blog for that. A nice community of people to share their experiences. So we have blogs on there to help you choose your right ride route, help which vehicle you need.
Not just bikes and scooters on the website. What kind of accessories do you have?
So we have everything from extra grips, bike covers, bike locks, tools, new seats. Basically fit out your whole bike and customize it how you want it.
And what about warranty?
We have a year warranty, both on the battery and the bike.
And what if I need to buy extra parts? Where can I find those?
Right on our website, proerides.com.
You can find tons of bikes, tons of scooters, even traditional bicycles as well at proerides.com. All the accessories to go with it. You'll find what you need. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonfireTools.com, so keep it locked here.
Top Field dragsters are the fastest accelerating manned vehicles on the planet. They can cover a 1,000-foot drag strip in just over 3.5 seconds. The cars burn about 15 gallons of nitromethane fuel over the course of a single run. And the top speed, 338 miles an hour. Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store. Amsoil, the first in synthetics. Next Gen, the most powerful detailing products ever made. And by NitroDaves.com, innovative performance products.
I got a good idea. Take this boat motor, it's 60 horsepower. You know they have 300, 400, up to 600 horsepower motors now. Let's take that power through a drive shaft, turn it 90 degrees through a prop shaft, and spin this propeller at a sick RPM. Better yet, let's submerge it in some water. Not such a great idea, and you better have some good protection. Matter of fact, let's look at the lower unit right there. You can actually see inside of it, the exploded view. You got the drive shaft coming down. It's connected to the actual propeller shaft I was talking about. But in between there are all kinds of bearings, gears to get the job done, and seals. So you need to lubricate it. Amsoil has us covered. How do you lubricate it? Well, it's pretty simple. What you do is you just go through there. We went ahead and did ours. We removed the top plugs on there, and then we removed the bottom plug. What that did is it allowed it to drain. We didn't create a vacuum. Once we got that done, we replaced one of the top plugs. We went ahead and started filling the bottom till it actually overflowed. Then we put the top plugs in, and man, we were good to go. But Len's back with Amsoil. Len, man, there's a lot going on in a lower unit, and put it in some water, you better have some good protection.
Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster is what it could be, especially with some of the fishing line that's out there today. People throw it in the water, you end up running over it. It gets stuck in that output shaft seal, and you've got problems. You fill it with water, and the oil needs to provide protection no matter what. That's the key with these. As you said, there could be water ingestion, so you get water in it. The Amsoil Marine Gear Lube will still provide protection with up to 15% water in it.
Now you're out there fishing, you pick up some of that braided line, you don't know it. You know, it was actually submerged in water. Water will get in there, and you won't know it till later, till you see it dripping on the driveway.
That's correct, and there's nothing you're going to do about it. You just need to know that you're protected. So we know that, we figure that into the formulation, and then we provide protection for you.
Now another game changer, Len, actually filling it up and doing it with the Easy Pack. Tell us about that process, and you have a pump as well.
Yeah, that's correct. The Easy Pack is very simple. You just simply cut that end off, and it will actually thread into that lower unit. So you just turn it a few times, it'll bite, go ahead and squeeze it, roll it, whatever you have to do, and it'll take care of you. And then for those that like to use the gear pump, we do offer it in a hard cord as well.
Make sure you follow your specifications and everything in your service manual when you're doing a lower end service. But with Amsoil, you're not gonna have any problem. The Easy Pack, and if you have any toy or outdoor equipment, just go to Amsoil.com. They got you covered.
The PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week is Matt Riley, and Matt is a Motorhead if there ever was one. He was born into a racing family, and he's carried the torch on in all manner of motorsports since then. Matt got his SCCA license in 1986. He won his first of several championships that very same year. He eventually moved up to Formula Mazda, also made a splash on dirt and pavement ovals in sprint cars and stock cars. Now, Bob Bondurant hired Matt as a mechanic right out of high school. Matt then became the Bondurant School's youngest instructor up to that time. As a racing instructor, he coached more than 30 NASCAR drivers in road course racing. You want big names? Well, how about Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Bill Elliott, just to name a few of his students. Matt coached Earnhardt to his first road course win, and that forged a friendship between the two for a long, long time. Now, we've talked about Doug Herbert's team driving school called Brakes. Matt Riley made his mark there, too, as the lead instructor. Under Matt's guidance, the Brake School taught over 100,000 teens and their parents how to be safe behind the wheel. These days, Matt teaches at the Ford Performance Racing School in Charlotte on the Roval, and he's also busy grooming up-and-coming racers on pavement and dirt. You can be like Matt Riley. Just send us a note at motorheadgarage.tv. Tell us why you or someone you know should be our paintedautoparts.com Motorhead of the Week. That is going to do it. The clock on the wall tells me it is time to go. We will do it once again next week, and we hope you join us then. So long.